Hey everybody, how's it going today? Well, it's Carpo, and I'm going to make a video here. Go figure. I thought I'd talk a little bit about consumer protectionism, and it sounds kind of boring, but it's more than that. Celebrity endorsements. Um, I've been doing a little bit of thinking about this. First off, I'd like to say that my props go out to true journalists out there. And journalism is not dead. And if you turn on the evening news, you're not going to see much of it. But there are plenty of shows out there where people actually travel around and stick their necks out in order to get the information to share with us. And there's only two I'd really like to mention here. One is DW Documentaries, which they have some great documentaries on YouTube. I think it's DW. Pretty sure. Anyway, the second one, and the one that I was thinking of, is CBC Marketplace. Now I live in the States, but CBC is in Canada, and I'm highly impressed with the quality of that show, with the extents that they go to expose bad business practices for the most part, lies, scams, rip-off artists, and here we have some similar. We have Inside Edition and a couple of other exposing shows, but it just seems that they go too much for production and not enough for substance, and so they've done so many different shows on CBC Marketplace. One I was watching earlier was they were talking about elevated levels of cadmium in children's jewelry. And when they went to the company, one of the companies, it's a Canadian store that sells jewelry to teenagers, and they went to China to check out on the cadmium and look at the jewelry and find the root and test all the jewelry they bought from the store. And when they went to ask the people, they basically kicked them out of the building. Now, this is to be expected. Most of the time when the media comes to confront somebody about, a bad product or a bad service, they get kicked out, whether it be a grocery store, a corporation, a coal mining. It doesn't matter what the company is. And unfortunately, the same thing happens when you speak to those in Congress or those who are supposed to be our public servants. They seem to be, you can't even walk up and talk to somebody who is really in charge and ask for real answers. They push you to the lawyers, or we'll give you a written statement, and so many of these companies do. So what got me thinking about this was one of the shows I was watching about celebrity endorsements, and it went on about the Kardashians, and I don't even like saying that word. It's just this family that is famous for just being famous. It's, to me, the epitome of what's wrong with society, and the fact that so many people actually care what the Kardashians think. This is what gives me the information in my mind to say, okay, people aren't as aware as I would like to think. Not only that, but these people were interviewed on the street to ask if they could tell the difference between an ad or if they were being advertised to or not, and they couldn't even tell the difference. And here she is posing with these, this fit tea thing that's supposed to help you detox. And by the way, detox is bullshit. Your body has all the detox necessary that goes on within your body. You're not going to take a tea or a lotion or a cream or a sweat to sweat out toxins. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. You don't sweat out nearly as many toxins as you do from just using your normal bodily functions, right? But that's for another story altogether. But there's a huge market for these kinds of things, because everybody wants to think that they can flush toxins out or take a pill to lose fat, or that it doesn't have to be any real effort put forward. You just take this product and you're good to go. And there's so much lying out there. There's so much bullshit. And the people who bring a lot of these products forward, they know they don't work, and they just don't care, because you will buy it, because somebody will tell you to buy it. The reason why celebrity endorsements are such a problem is because up until recently, they didn't have to declare it was an ad. Now the FTC is challenging this and forcing people, or the FCC, I believe, is forcing people to actually put, no, I think it is the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, whatever. Somebody's making them put an ad on, to tell people that it's an ad. But, I mean, something happened a while back, I guess, because, they were posting these pictures of them on Instagram of them in these waist trainers and pretending like it's something they actually used. And when it came to a head, a controversy happened when Kim got pregnant, I guess, with her second child, and she said, "Oh, I've had all this bad morning sickness," and then she did an Instagram post saying, "Wow, amazing, OMG, have you heard of this stuff?" And she held up a prescription drug that was supposed to help with morning sickness. Now, this got the FTC involved, and they said, "You can't do this. You cannot sell drugs on your channel without showing all the dangers too, because she didn't post the side effects. So she went and posted the side effects. She was paid who knows how much money. A celebrity can get between $75,000 and $500,000 for a single post, one post on Instagram. So you think about that. You can get $500,000, or even at least a third of $1,000,000 for one post with the product in your hand saying, wow, I really like this product. Now, a lot of folks would say, well, hell, if they can make money, they might as well. The problem is that most of the people who do these celebrity endorsements are already celebrities, therefore they're already wealthy. They don't need the extra few bucks to lie to you. So what I'm saying is the celebrities that are selling you products are lying in your fucking face. And if you still believe these people, and you still actually admire these people, this is what's wrong. The fact that, I was thinking about this earlier, the fact that it seems so disgusting that families like the Kardashian and the whole Hollywood scene is just gross to me. Can't think of a better description than gross. But who's the real problem? Is it the people, or is it the fucking thousands of idiots flocking around with cameras trying to get a photo of these idiots so they can post it on their idiot website or their idiot webpage? Ooh, celebrity caught doing this. Look, we're going to put it on, what was that, TMZ and all these stupid shows. And the whole society right now is based around, so much of the last 20 years of television was based around reality shows that weren't even real. That in itself just kind of gives me this, even Cops sometimes was staged at times. The show Cops, which was one of the earliest reality shows, they would, set it up for the camera and make sure that they went to a good scene to make sure that they got a good bust. And the whole thing, there was a well-known case where a police department wanted to make themselves look good, so I think that they wanted cops to come in and they paid them to come film their town or something. And look, if a person is famous because of something amazing they've done, let's put it this way. Let's say an athlete decides to sponsor a type of shoes. Oh, that's never happened before. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, especially if they wear the damn shoes. But at least they're an athlete and they use these kinds of things. If it's somebody who would never even use the product, you know that they're just bullshitting you. And that's the worst thing. It's only a lie if the person really doesn't stand behind it. It's hard to know the difference between an endorsement and somebody just saying, hey, I really like this product. I have never even mentioned specific product names on my channel because I'm afraid that somebody would take it as an endorsement to something. Because I don't have any specific, there are certain products that I enjoy that I've used. Like when I talk about certain cameras, I'm like, it's not because I'm getting paid, it's because I like the damn product. The more honesty that we have in our transactions with one another, that the more we can all save money and save our sanity and train the next generation of children not to go out and do the same stupid consumerism bullshit that we did. Going out and buying $500 shoes or, bragging about the expense of the clothes you wear. One thing that finally kind of brought the whole, with the Kardashian thing, I guess she posted an Instagram post of this huge, monstrous, who knows how many $1,000 ring with a giant diamond on it. And a couple days later, somebody robbed her at gunpoint at her place and stole her shit. And so she went dark for a while. I just heard all this on the show. I don't follow these things, so I can only hear them through these shows. But it was kind of like, nobody should be robbed. Of course not. But if you're going to go out there and brag about your wealth and post it online, shit's going to happen. You best realize that. And maybe that was a reality check, The real world is not Hollywood. The real world is not walking around and having people take pictures of you. And I really, if you haven't noticed already, I despise celebrities. Not ones that are famous, but people who revel in their fame. And then when they've already made tens of millions of dollars, they go out and do endorsements for products that they probably don't even give a shit about. And so many sellouts. Shaq, go back to basketball, bro. That would be my perfect example. Disgusting bullshit that the icy hot back patch, fine. My brother and I used to make fun of that shit all the time, but it may seem like I'm being cynical, and I am, because it's just so annoying, really, to live in a world where I know that we have so much potential to know better, but we're not just being suckered by other people, we're convincing each other. And then we want to fit in with groups, and so therefore we want to wear the same clothes and shoes they do. Hell, when I was growing up, I was always the outcast. I just kind of owned the fact that I don't have nice clothes, I don't have nice shoes or fancy brand name shit. I wear what I wear and I have what I have, and I had to own that. And because of that, it built some character in myself, and a certain self-respect, to where if somebody makes fun of the clothes I'm wearing, I'm like, and, I've had much worse, believe me. But it's not just selling products you don't need, because some of these products are really dangerous. Some of them don't. Many of them don't work. The whole toxin thing, like I was telling you about, creams and lotions that are supposed to, help cure cancer. Even the CBD market, and I'm a huge cannabis advocate. I find the cannabis market disgusting. They're trying to oversell it for everything. Makeup tutorials on YouTube, that has a whole category all its own. Makeup is so such a waste of money. It doesn't take that. And I'm not a woman. Who am I to say, right? Well, the thing is, I understand looking for the next best color or the next best product. Often we're better off with what we have, and having 1,000 bottles of nail polish isn't going to help anything. But it's the same way with guys and their toys. They want to buy every toy, They want to buy 50 guns and 30 cars and have every different type of, the people who show off through their stuff. It's different than people who use their toys. I'm not trying to, because I enjoy toys. I like playing with stuff. Maybe that's not the right angle to go with on this, but one of the most frustrating things is that when these corporations are encountered, or people are confronted about these things, they won't even talk about it. They're just able to hide away. And I can understand people being angry for losing money, but too bad. Honesty is just part of life, and if you're not honest, then you deserve to be called out on it. So I think that's pretty much all I've got on this topic. I just wanted to cover a few things while they were on the top of my head, and now they'll just kind of get filed away to the back of my brain and used in some future endeavor, or not. But for me, it's about awareness. It's about acknowledging the real world around me, not the bullshit illusion that we've been fed. So, as always, thoughts welcome. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And I think I'm done complaining now. I'll get back to my day. Peace.